everyone. In this news update, I'd like to talk about the recent confirmation by Rosario Dawson that George Lucas was on the Mandalorian set for her debut as the fan-favorite character Ashoka Tano. And I'd also like to cover some details from her interview, along with a discussion of Timothy Zahn's reaction to the name drop of Grand Admiral Thrawn featured in Chapter 13 of The Mandalorian. Both of these news updates come fresh off the heels of the release of Episode 5 of The Mandalorian Season 2, in which Rosario Dawson brings to live action the former Jedi and apprentice of Anakin Skywalker, featured in Star Wars Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. In a recent interview with Vanity Fair, Dawson opened up about her experience in being cast, all the work and testing that went behind the costume and makeup, what it was like filming with the child whose name has now been revealed as Grogu. I'll leave a link in the description of this video if you'd like to check out that article. Dawson most notably revealed that George Lucas himself was present on set during filming for her episode. Not only that, she confirmed that the day Lucas was there was when the famous blurry photo was taken of him holding the child posted on Jon Favreau's Instagram January of 2020. No context was given when Favreau posted this snapshot, but it's clear that Lucas looks like the proud father of what has resulted from his imagination. Dawson's recent comments have also cleared up a few details from that day. Rosario said, quote, "I actually got to be there on the day that there's that photo. Someone took a picture of George Lucas holding Baby Yoda. I'm still calling him Baby Yoda. Grogu. I was there that day. I was all dressed up. I was just off to the side of that photo all done up as Ahsoka. And I remember it broke the internet when that picture came out. It was just an amazing, amazing moment and we were all beside ourselves. It was definitely very geek out." When asked about what her experience was like with George Lucas, Dawson also said, quote, "I was definitely nerve-wracked, but it was great to be there with him and Dave. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, but it was also really fun. Both of them were looking at me, but they weren't. You know what I mean? They were looking at their imaginations come to life." Dave Filoni worked with George Lucas on the Clone Wars series and then after Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilm, served as creator, writer, and director on the Rebels series. So the character of Ahsoka has been a huge part of Dave Filoni's life for roughly 10 years. And for this episode, Filoni served as writer and director for her live-action debut. It has been nice to see George Lucas continually show up on the set of The Mandalorian. To me, it really indicates his approval of what the show is doing. This series has always seemed at its heart in keeping with the spirit of the original trilogy that started it all, attempting to honor what came before. And that appears to be because Jon Favreau himself is such a big fan of the universe George Lucas created. It also means a lot to me that he was present for this particular episode, not just because of Ahsoka, but also for the themes that were emphasized in it. George Lucas has said that Star Wars has always been about relationships, family, about fathers and sons, parents being redeemed by their children, and I thought it was very poignant to see this theme at the center of this installment, and it makes it that much more special knowing George was there for it, especially as Grogu and Din Djarin's relationship is being referred to more and more as a father and son dynamic, and as we see that relationship take form over the series. For many fans, this season has served to further that storyline, while also building an appreciation for newer characters like Bo-Katan and now Ashoka Tano. I look forward to seeing their continued adventures in this new streaming format. The response from fans after seeing Ahsoka have been overwhelmingly positive, and fans are definitely hoping for more. Rumors of a spin-off centered around her character have been circulating for quite a while already, but with the bombshell revealed in her episode that she is on the hunt for Grand Admiral Thrawn, that definitely appears to be setting the stage for her series. The creator of Thrawn himself also believes that to be the case. Timothy Zahn, writer of the trilogy of books that introduced the world to the Grand Admiral back in the 90s, recently talked about this latest revelation from The Mandalorian. Of course, he's been repeatedly asked if he knew about this now infamous name drop, and he confirmed in a Facebook post that it was a surprise for him also, saying, quote, "No, I was not holding back on you or anyone else. I was and am completely out of the loop on all things Mandalorian. The first I heard about Ahsoka's name-dropping question was when people began peppering this page with comments, questions, and verbal high-fives." Author Timothy Zahn has written several novels involving the famous Star Wars villain, including those that serve to facilitate his reintroduction into the new Disney Star Wars canon. If you'd like to know more about the fan favorite character, check out my video, Who is Grand Admiral Thrawn, for more details and what we might expect to see in a new series featuring him. In regards to what the future holds in this new Disney canon, Zahn also stressed he doesn't know anything at this time. His social media post addressed this also, saying, quote, "So what will happen next? Your guesses are as good as mine. One thing I do know, good writers, producers, directors don't drop a bombshell like that without some kind of follow-up somewhere down the line. I'll be sitting right there with all the rest of you, eagerly waiting to see how the saga unfolds. Hopefully, it will be artistically done." Indeed. It is my hope that Timothy Zahn will be brought on in some capacity if the character of his creation is adapted to live action. Given his comments, he seems confident that Disney does in fact have plans to introduce this character somewhere down the road. One of the biggest grievances fans have with the sequel trilogy was how poorly they seem to be planned out. It's been revealed in interviews with the cast and crew involved in those films that they were pretty much just making it up as they went along, and the final product is evidence of that. Although The Mandalorian has taken its time in progressing the story, especially in Season 1, now with these big reveals of Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, and Thrawn, I'm beginning to wonder whether they finally have a concrete plan for how they like to move forward with these characters and subsequent shows. If these comments were coming from someone like Kathleen Kennedy, who has been less than truthful with fans, then I would take these remarks with a grain of salt. But coming from Zahn, who is a highly respected and admired figure in the Star Wars community, I can take his comments to heart, and I can only assume that Favreau and Filoni will reach out to get him involved when the time is right, and to make sure that Thrawn is presented faithfully and that it is in fact artistically done. Certainly, one of the main reasons that Thrawn was so iconic in the Legends canon was due to him being able to shine as an underdog, and in the current setting of the Mandalorian show, the Empire certainly could use a genius tactician in order to give it the best chance to rise again and win back the galaxy. Considering how much care and attention to detail that has been taken with the live-action version of Bo-Katan and Ashoka Tano, I remain cautiously optimistic that Thrawn's debut will also be done with care and precision, with respect for who he was in the Legends canon, as it should be. But let me know what you think about the latest episode of The Mandalorian featuring Ashoka Tano, and what might be in store for the future of this character in her continued pursuit of Thrawn. What would you like to see from a new series featuring them? Do you have any suggestions for who you would like to see cast as Thrawn? I've shared my thoughts, but let me know yours in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars and other sci-fi and fantasy content. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.